It is big Orange Kickoff weekend for the Tennessee football team as far as recruiting goes. And what a big weekend it is. And what better way to help build and change your program than to have four classes of quarterbacks, elite level quarterbacks on your campus all in one weekend, all recruiting big time players. Frank Rock, House of Orange Sports Channel. Last night, I released a video. Of course, many of you have seen the news. I'm sure David Sanders Jr. will take his last visit to Knoxville this coming weekend. It is an unofficial visit. He's also currently visiting Nebraska right now. Of course, Nebraska's going to roll the red carpet out for him as well. But Tennessee brings David Sanders Jr. to campus weekend with his decision coming on August 17th. To me, what better way to welcome him to town? You're going to have, obviously, Nico Iamaleava. You're going to have Jake Merklinger already on campus. Coming to visit this weekend is George McIntyre, who's coming to recruit him as well. And then one that's going to be, I think, in the fold as of next weekend is, according to 24/7 Sports, your number one prospect in all of the country, quarterback Faison Brandon out of North Carolina. You're going to have four classes of quarterbacks recruiting your cornerstone offensive tackle out of Charlotte, North Carolina, and David Sanders. When it boils down to it, I just think Tennessee wins out in the end. And that's nothing against Ohio State. It's nothing against Nebraska or Georgia or whomever. David Sanders Jr. has visited Tennessee more than he has these other programs. Tennessee is closer to Charlotte than Columbus or Lincoln. Again, the level of quarterback that Tennessee has coming in for the foreseeable future, there's no other program that has that. Not in succession, not four quarterbacks in a row like this. That's why I say Tennessee needs Nico to be a 2-year guy and then top 10 pick. So you can continue to build this quarterback factory. In this day and age, I think it's unheard of for what Tennessee's doing at the quarterback spot. I really do. It's becoming a quarterback factory. But I say this is program changing because you get David Sanders in. You get that top-rated offensive lineman, that cornerstone offensive lineman in here. You've already got George McIntyre in the fold. You're getting Faison Brandon, number one for 2026, in the fold. He announces next weekend. This is I think this is just foreshadowing what's coming. But there's what stands to be at least 5 guys on this list visiting this weekend. And I'm not including the amount of 26 and 27 guys who are coming in. There's a lot of high-level 26 and 27 guys. I'm not going to so much get into them yet. I'll be honest, I'm more focused on 25. Of course, they'll get some guys that are visiting from 26 and 27. There'll be some they won't get as well, obviously. But based on guys from 25 who are coming in this weekend, here's what I know and who's coming in. David Sanders Jr., August 17th. That one's still up in the air on it. But Tennessee has to be in the driver's seat, especially with them getting that last visit. Shady Hayward, he is on campus this weekend. He announces tomorrow. His birthday is tomorrow. Why would he come to campus if he's going to announce for Florida or Georgia? Tennessee has recruited him well. They've made it a priority. They've had to fend off some other programs, some other good SEC programs for him. When that announcement comes tomorrow, I feel pretty confident, especially with him being on campus, that the Tennessee Volunteers are going to be getting good news, adding a top 100 defensive back who possibly can grow into a linebacker, but an elite level athlete. They're also what I think is a big development. Now, there's been the speculation out there for over a week. George McIntyre recruited about a surprise commitment coming up. Deshaun Brame is in town visiting now. This is according to, it's been talked about on volquest.com and 24/7 Sports as well. Based on what I'm seeing on it, I think it's a matter of when, not if, he flips his commitment to Tennessee. And that could happen as early as this weekend. Tight end out of Kansas announced on June 29th for Tennessee, or he was going to announce for Tennessee, and he ended up announcing for Oregon. But Tennessee did not give up the tight ends coach Bell for Tennessee. If I said that wrong, I apologize. I don't know why I don't have his pronunciation down. But this guy's starting to recruit at a high level for tight end. Some of these guys who have gotten kind of a bad rap the last couple of years because they missed out on targets, especially last year. The tight ends coach, Glenn Ellerby, Kelsey Pope. I mean, these guys are recruiting their hind ends off right now. Bring in the fold. I think it's a matter of when, not if. That's another big pickup for Tennessee. Onis Counterbanning, cornerback, Columbia, South Carolina, is back on campus. He announces next month Tennessee is the perceived leader at this time. Florida State's trying hard. Florida State had overtaken Tennessee at one point, but Tennessee got the last visit. Tennessee seems to be back in the driver's seat. The fact that he's back in town this weekend is big news for Tennessee. Another, I like his measurables, his size, seems to have good speed. This would be a guy who would make an excellent corner for Tennessee. Willie Martinez is recruiting. I feel like he's doing a good job recruiting. It's going to be a matter with Willie and Tim Banks of putting it together with this secondary because there's going to be questions this fall. They're going to have to answer those questions. Another one, which if he makes it to town, Jaden Perlotti, current commitment to Georgia linebacker. I feel like if he makes it to town this weekend, he's scheduled to be here, according to what I've seen on 24/7 and volquest.com. There's been questions why he is not committed. I've seen Austin Price address it, that, it's been believed he would commit, but why is he not? And talking about he's gone kind of quiet as well. If he makes it to campus this weekend, I think you could put him in the equation of when, not if, he flips his commitment to Tennessee. And again, I think a lot of this because it's recruiting. For all you guys that have recruited over the years, you never know anything on recruiting until it's signed. You never know. How many times have we seen guys the weekend before signing day? They've been solid all this time. All of a sudden, yeah, I'm going to take one more visit. Just have fun. Just go have a fun weekend. I've got this one. And then they end up going somewhere. It's happened. Tennessee's had it happen both ways, where they've had guys leave, they've had guys come in as well. The examples off the top of my head, I can't remember, but they have had those guys who have been solid, been the fold, and all of a sudden you get a last-minute recruiting visit out of nowhere, and the game changes. Sometimes recruits get let go by a program at the last minute. Nothing is for sure. The only thing that's for sure in recruiting is the unsure. That's the only thing that's for sure. Perlotti makes it to campus. I think it's when. It's been speculated about him that he'll flip, but it's not happened. It's been speculated for over a month because his official visit was June the 14th. And he visited Georgia June 21st. But, I've seen where Georgia's maybe not. I don't know that Georgia wants to lose him, but I've seen where Georgia maybe. I don't know. I can't speak for Georgia's standpoint on this because, it's what you see here and there. But, we'll see on that. I think it's a very good possibility of it. I mentioned Conan Banning, another guy, 2025 Southern Cal commit from Murfreesboro. Dwayne Morris will be on campus. Running back Darrell Sims, from what I have read, has really cranked the heat up on Dwayne Morris to get him in the fold. They have Justin Baker. They want another running back in the fold. Tennessee has identified Morris. He comes for an unofficial this weekend. To my knowledge, Tennessee still has an official they can get from him as well. I think that bodes well for him as Tennessee cranks that heat up to keep him here. Like I said, he is a Southern Cal commitment. And like I said, I think I said this earlier, all visits right now are unofficials. Officials do not start back until September. So any visits now will be unofficially. It's on the recruits' own dime that they're coming in. So Morris is another guy I think they get in a fold. For 2025, they also have Darian Smith, defensive lineman out of Baltimore. From what I'm reading, it's Tennessee, Ohio State, Maryland for him. So Tennessee's recruiting him. And then, of course, Faison Brandon. I think this one is being understated now because it's a year away, but the number one player in 26 back on campus again. Alabama came hard after him. It's looking to me like Tennessee's weathered that storm with him back on campus right before he announces. That's got to be a good sign for Tennessee as well. And then, of course, I mentioned, we have George McIntyre coming to campus to recruit. Ethan Utley is going to be here. Nick Moore is going to be here. All three of those guys in-state, current commitments. They're going to be on campus recruiting. Like I said, many 26 and 27 elite level guys are going to be on campus as well. I call this a program changing weekend. I think this recruiting class will approach top 5. I don't know if they'll get to top 5 because you got to factor in these other classes are going to, amplify as well. I expect Tennessee right around that 5 when it's all said and done. Though, if you add these guys, do they add any surprise guys down the line? Maybe some guys that they're in on hard that are committed to other programs and stuff that maybe they can get to flip. If you get a David Sanders in the fold, that's got to, make a difference with some guys as well. This is going to be an outstanding recruiting class. Probably, to me, Josh Heupel and staff's best recruiting class since they've been in Knoxville when it's all said and done. This weekend is going to be a big weekend. These June and July, and now these have all been big weekends for Tennessee. These guys are starting to recruit at that level needed to win championships in Knoxville. And the fact, again, that they've got 4 high-level quarterbacks who are going to be in the fold for them, and they're all on campus on this one weekend, that speaks volumes to me about what this program's doing. And this program is changing things. And this program is changing towards becoming a championship level program. You still have some programs you got to pass along the way. Don't get me wrong on that. But Tennessee's doing what they have to do that. It's called depth. It's called building depth on defense so you can have a defense to complement your offense. I had a video 2 days ago that talked about that. I'll link that at the end here for you as well. Make sure you hit the thumbs up if you like the content. Make sure you share this out to people. I get people all the time that are like, hey, are you this dude are you Andy Kidd from Talking Vols? Yes, that is me. So I hope you find that content. So, hopefully these people who've not found out that there is a channel going on here can find that content as well. If you have not already, hit that subscribe button for notifications. This is an everything school. This is an everything channel. Football, baseball, men's basketball, Lady Vols basketball. And, we may work some Lady Vols softball into the equation at some point as well. Try to figure out how I can work that in. Also, memberships are live. If you click that join button, you can see what's there as well. Patreon, I'm still waiting on that to be live. And then a cool thing I want to have, I've not put the tier in, but the membership tier I'm going to put in next is going to be for members who get it. I'm going to sit down with you. We're going to have a roundtable discussion on it. We'll schedule a time. I'll present a topic, and we're just going to sit and debate it. We're going to sit and have a revisionist hit. I think it'll be a lot of fun. We'll sit down, record a video, and release that out for people to watch as well. I think it'll be a lot of fun. I'll keep you updated on that as well. Have a great Friday. Frank Rock, House of Orange channel. Last but most certainly not least, go Vols.